You're a man. You are a man. Stand up and be a man. Make the hard decisions. Make the sacrifices. Make the unpopular decisions. And become comfortable in your own skin. And if you are not a person that you are comfortable being alone with, that is the one person in this universe that you have full power, full right, and full responsibility to change.
When do you become a man? When you get a driver's license? Like, what do we do? You're 16, we give you a driver's license. Okay, well, wait, like, you get a job? Like, when do you become a man? You become a man when you become responsible for other people. And part of that is taking accountability. And so, like, I am very new to this being a man thing, and I'm still not there, and I'm on a path. I grew up in a culture that told me going to war made you a man. Going to prison, coming back makes you a man. Making $1 million makes you a man, you know, and it doesn't. And you don't know it till you've done all these things and realize, damn, I'm still a little fucking boy.
If you don't own something, you're not the boss. You have to take full responsibility for everything that you do. Why be subservient? You must be the master of your own kingdom. You've got to own that. You can't just walk into things with your eyes half open. You'll walk into things with your eyes fully open. You've got to know what you're getting into. You have to take possession of your life. That there's a world out there trying to tell you who you are. And there's a world in here that's trying to tell you who you are. Now, where do you want to put your eggs? Because the world outside is very noisy and very tempting. And it has all the razzmatazz, has all the tinsel and all the glitter. It's got all the toys. But that's because you don't think you're enough in the first place.
A man is supposed to take care of his family. You live in my house, fill your belly with my food, put your behind on my bed because you're my son. Not because I like you, because it's my duty to take care of you. I owe a responsibility to you.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
There are a lot of people out there that don't know what it means to be a good man. Especially, now I'm going to kick over a hornet's nest here, especially in the deeply religious world. They don't know what it means to be a good person. Listen to me. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. All right? I'm going to say that again. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. You've got negative, you have positive, and you have neutral. Neutral is there's no negative, but there's no positive either, which means it's a big zero. Down here on the negatives, Dwayne, I don't do drugs, and I don't abuse women, and I don't steal from people, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. And so they do away with all the negatives, but they don't do anything positive. Congratulations. That person's a big zero. All right? Being good is proactive. It's doing something. And you don't have to go and volunteer in India at an orphanage or haul bags of rice to Africa. It's just caring about people.
My grassroots background, we don't back down from anyone. And that's what got me in trouble. I don't play games. I don't kiss anyone's ass. And I'm a real man. And that's regardless of being a fight or anything, I'm a man. And that's why I want to be a man. And if I die, I want to die a man. I don't want to die a bitch, a little fucking poodle in the street.
It's called discipline. It's called being a man. It's not about feeling like doing it. If you only do things you feel like doing, you know what you end up doing?
What?
You end up sitting around with a belly drinking soya fucking latte bullshit. That's what you end up doing if you only do what you feel like doing. You have to wake up and say, I don't feel like training, but I must train. I will stop being a loser. You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like fucking doing. Okay. That's the difference between a man and a fucking child. You do not become a man doing what you feel like doing. You become a man doing what you're supposed to fucking do.
I ain't got to like you. Mr. Rand don't give me my money come payday cause he like me. He give it to me cause he owe me. Now I don't give you everything I got to give you. I give you your life. Me and your mama worked that out between us, and liking your black ass wasn't part of the bargain. Now, don't you go through life worrying about whether somebody like you or not. You best be making sure they're doing right by you.
The warrior society and the warrior culture is like this nice balance of, you know, they're fit, they get great night's sleep, they are very good at violence. I mean, Jordan Peterson, you know, himself said, like, a good man isn't a useless man. A good man is one that is capable and strong and powerful, but knows how to control it. And when you look at these young broken men, you see the same trend over and over again, and they are missing these important moments that shape them as men. And then they have testosterone, and they have strength, and they have violence, and they've never known how to channel it.
It's become a disparaged term, like to be a man.
Yeah.
But that's a really important thing to learn how to be. Like, when you see someone who holds their shit together and stays calm under pressure, and you like, wow, you admire that person. Yep. That's to be admired.
A real man, Brad, a real man is born to serve. Period. And we can't lose that. Masculinity to protect and to serve and to help. But if we spend all of our time isolated in our gym and isolated in our booth at our laptop trying to make money, and isolated in you know, our study, reading The Art of War of Marcus Aurelius and reading all this stuff, and we're by ourselves all the time improving ourselves, then our improvements we can get to the best we can get, and we want it with a net zero.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
If you're going to be a good man, it's not enough to be a good man for the sake of being a good man. You need to be a good man so you can better serve and better protect and be better to those that are around you. You don't need to improve yourself for your sake. I came to a point about 3 years ago where it's like, I couldn't stand me. I look in the mirror and I'm like, dude, I hate this guy. My wife didn't like me. My kids didn't like me. And I was not a likable guy. And I'm like, I need to change. And so I began to change. But I did not begin to change. I did not begin to change so that I could be a better person for myself.
Yeah.
I need to be a better husband. I need to be a better father. I need to be a better friend. I need to be a better man to help the young people out there. And so my journey, and I'm still on the journey, and we're always on the journey till we die, but my journey was not, I need to be a better man so that I'm a better man.
Most men live lives of quiet desperation. It's one of my favorite quotes ever because it's true. And I've been that guy.
Oh my God.
You're just in this world where you just can't wait to just run away.
And how do people get stuck there? How do you think they get stuck there?
Bills.
Bills, like financial bills?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Bills and commitment. You have an apartment you have to pay for. You have a car you leased. You have a wife that you have to feed. You have a child you have to raise. You have to. You have your mortgage. You have your this. You have your that. And that's where it all comes from. Well, the opportunity takes place usually when you're young and you don't have any responsibility. That's when you have your options. Well, your options are severely limited the more you gather responsibilities. Like, if I had to, as a 51-year-old father of 3, married man, pays taxes, has a house and a mortgage and a business and all that jazz, if I had to quit everything now and struggle the way I struggled as a stand-up comedian, it would never work. But the only way I could be this person now is if I took that chance when I was 21, when I was dead broke and had my cars repossessed and all that stuff. That's the only way you ever get where you want to go. You have to take a path that's dangerous, and most people want to take the safe path. And the safe path leaves you stuck in quiet desperation almost every time. It's hell. But you have to plan it out. The way you can change is you have to put aside enough money to give yourself a window. And then you have to have a plan. And you have to spend all your waking hours outside of whatever shit job you do planning your escape. And you have to come to the realization very clearly that you fucked up and you got yourself stuck. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it. Whatever time that you have to attack like you're trying to save the world. You're trying to save your life. You don't want to drown. That 1.5 hours a day that you have to write, god damn, you better be caffeinated and motivated. You got to go. You got to get after it. And you got to have discipline.
Pain is passed down from father to son and son to son. A lot of pain in Troy's life is a result of the pain and the damage from his father that he then visits on his son. We have to, as black men, be mindful of that. Sometimes it's unfair, and sometimes we take it out on those we love. And I'm guilty of that frustration that we all have. But we have a responsibility and a duty to be fathers, not to just make babies, but to be real fathers. And you can't expect any good to come to you if you don't visit any good on your son or your daughter. So be a man.